Welcome to the Cell Guru Show. And we start on a brand new series today, an incredible series, something I've always wanted to do. In fact, we've been working on this for the last 1 year to bring this series to you. So you must watch it every fortnight on the Cell Guru Show, where we take a deep dive into your phone. Exactly what's happening every single time you use all these magical features, these 30, 40, 50 amazing things that your phone can do. How does it do all this incredible wizardry? We'll actually take you through that. We've got the Moto G9, they call this the sapphire blue. We all call it the ink blue. It's an incredibly nice color because it's exactly like those ink pens we used to use. And remember that ink used to spill out on a table? It looks exactly like that. And then we've got the SimSim app, a very, very different way to actually access celebrities and others. Let's get started now with news coming in from the world of mobiles.
HMD Nokia has launched several phones in India, including the Nokia 5.3. The Nokia 5.3 is a mid-segment phone priced starting at 13,999 rupees for the 4GB and 64GB variant and features Android 10 stock Android, Snapdragon 665 processor, quad camera setup and a 6.55-inch HD Plus display. There's an 8-megapixel camera on the front for selfies. We will review the Nokia 5.3 next week on Cell Guru. Samsung has teased its upcoming M51 smartphone. In a short video tweeted by the brand, it showcases that the M51 will come with quad-rear camera setup along with an LED flash module. It also suggests the presence of an in-display or a side-mounted fingerprint scanner as the rear scanner is missing. The phone will come with Qualcomm Snapdragon processor and a Super AMOLED Plus Infinity O display. The phone is expected to be priced between 25K to 30K.
We'll start our journey on the show today with this, the Motorola G9. Now this is a 12,000 rupee phone, supposedly made a lot of noise before it came, but to some people now that the Redmi 9 Prime has set certain precedents, a certain standard, a lot of people are saying this is not up to the mark anymore. It's above the 10,000 rupee bracket and yet it doesn't have full HD or full HD plus. That I think is becoming a benchmark now. Under 10,000 rupees phone with a full HD screen has now become a bare minimum requirement for all economy and budget phones. But do remember it has Motorola's most famous UI, which means no bloatware, nothing that actually takes away from the experience. There's nothing that they've added in terms of apps. There are no ads, no notifications. It's clean, it's absolutely pure. Let's take a look at our review.
Motorola's G series has been one of our favorite budget phone series on the market. Year after year, the company tries to make a mark in the budget segment, and more often than not, it succeeds. This year, Motorola brings the G9, the successor to the G8, in the market for 11,499 rupees. But can it finally match up to the competition, and should you buy it? We tell you. The Moto G9 is a solid phone. It's not one of those that will accidentally slip out of the hand. The minute we held it, we could feel the weight of it, and we also noticed the rear panel is a fingerprint magnet. We weren't too fond of the deep blue color of the phone since it takes away from the look and feel of the phone, but your mileage may vary and it comes down to personal preference. The phone is well-rounded and comfortable to hold. There is a fingerprint scanner on the rear which works well. Elsewhere, there's face unlock too. With the 6.5-inch HD Plus display, the screen is good but not at par with competition. Motorola should have gone with at least a full HD one on this. The colors are bright and the contrast is good. The G9 is powered on the newest Snapdragon 662 along with 4GB and 64GB RAM. This is a big highlight of the phone as it definitely makes the phone quick. In our time with the G9, the phone was super responsive, didn't lag while playing games and multitasking. There is a micro SD card slot too to expand the memory up to 512GB. Talking about optics, there's a 48-megapixel triple rear camera setup at the back which includes a 2-megapixel depth sensor and a 2-megapixel macro lens. The shots come out well in daylight and have details. There is night vision on board which ensures good low-light pictures. There is an 8-megapixel front camera that clicks all the right selfies. The Moto G9 runs on Android 10 and comes with preloaded apps and Moto Actions. We like the stock Android vibe on the phone. The phone packs a 5000 mAh battery that supports 20 watts fast charging with the fast charger in the box, which is a big plus. The Cell Guru verdict. Priced at 11,499 rupees, the G9 has a reasonable build, good enough performance and a battery that lasts long. While we aren't a fan of the blue color, we think it makes a compelling case for itself in the budget segment with the Snapdragon processor, 20 watts of fast charging and stock Android.
And like I said, we start off with a very, very interesting series. Every fortnight, we're going to actually introduce you to your phone. What really makes all that incredible stuff that a phone does actually happen? Let's take a look. Our lives revolve around our mobile phones these days, the device that not only rules the mind and the soul, but the one that has taken center stage in everything we do.
Gone are the days when just roti, kapra and makan were considered basic human needs. Mobile broadband and smartphone today have made it to that list too. In fact, maybe a little higher in that pecking order. After all, you can miss lunch, but can you stay without your phone for more than a few minutes? And why not? After all, they have become the most powerful tools we use today. Be it our daily lives, productivity, work from home, remote education, remote healthcare, being in touch with family and friends, social communication, entertainment, name it, and your phone does it. With 600 million plus mobile broadband subscribers, even the lockdown became less painful. From education to entertainment, the medium has allowed people to be productive at the time when life completely turned upside down. All this has been possible with multiple technologies coming together, be it 4G, Wi-Fi, OTT, location, video conferencing, gaming, apps, security, and enabling use cases such as online seminars, distance education, navigation, mobile payments, and remote healthcare. Yes, all of these converge together to make that magic happen. A combination of these technologies help simplify applications such as Ola or Uber, maps and navigation, Teams and Zoom, contact tracing apps such as Arogya Setu, so many more.
So we've established now that the phone is the omnipotent and omnipresent device that runs our lives. But what about the flip side? What if we did not have phones? Imagine your life if this entire serious tech wasn't around you. Sends a bit of a shiver down your spine, right? But you know, the purpose of this series isn't to talk about what if. Instead, it's about how does. The phone is a remarkable product and does remarkable things. But how? How does it do all the things we do when we just click a button or touch the screen?
How does a phone conjure up these incredible images when we play the latest high-end games? How does it stream the latest songs or movies off the internet? How does it shoot a picture in near pitch dark or shoot a rock-steady video when we are moving? Or automatically switch to save battery when it's starting to run down, or even charge our phones at these high speeds that we've never seen before?
Have you ever thought about what all happens inside, within a phone? Away from jargon and high-sounding terminologies, this series will break it all down for you in the simplest of terms. It's time to meet your phone and say hello to it, not on it. It's time to truly get introduced to your phone and understand its heart and soul.
And the biggest heart and soul and brain of your phone is, of course, its processor. Yes, we all know what it is. We think we buy our phones based on those specs. We are thrilled and we are told this is a high-performance phone. But what does it all really mean?
Yes, the processor is responsible for integrating all the technologies on your phone and plays a key role in defining the user experience. Today, we are starting this series wherein each fortnight we will bring you different experiences and how these are enabled by processors. Break it down till you know it better than your rocket scientists or engineer friends.
Talking of processors and the variety of technologies that are integrated into it, one company that stands out as the central one to the ecosystem and playing a key foundational role is the wireless technology leader, Qualcomm, through its Snapdragon range of products. Founded in 1985, this company has been on the leading edge of connectivity innovations. It has played a major role in developing cellular technologies going all the way back to CDMA, 3G and 4G, but are also the front runners in developing 5G. In fact, the company announced its first 5G modem all the way back in 2016 and commercialized it in 2018. The company has also paved the way with leading innovations in mobile technologies for optimal delivery of various forms of data, voice, video, gaming, and a whole lot more. Suffice it to say that Qualcomm has played a big role in almost every smartphone you've ever used. Now, the average user might not know exactly what goes on inside his or her phone, which is why in this series we will bring experts from within this company to demystify it and help us understand what goes on inside a Snapdragon processor, what they do to enable various features and experiences, and how these are differentiated.
We'll also be joined by the experts of the tech industry to share their experiences, talk about how they're enabling some features, how the processor and platform is a key part of that journey, and more importantly, how it defines our mobile lives today and how it will redefine it tomorrow, the now and the future. So come, join me on a journey and adventure like never before, a journey into your phone. We did something else very interesting. We went out on the streets to find out from people, what do they know about a processor? I mean, do they just know that it runs your phone fast or faster? Do they know the kind of features that get enabled because of it? What does a processor really do? What does the general public really think?
The processor, which is the main, what you call the motherboard kind of a thing of a phone, which makes it smart.
I think the processor.
I think the applications that are programmed in it.
The processor mainly.
The processor and the processor.
It basically helps it run smoothly.
It provides speed to the phone.
It makes the functioning easy.
No, not really.
It actually boosts the speed of your overall performance, like the calling and then the apps.
It makes the phone not hang and run faster, I guess. And we can use as many apps as we want.
Qualcomm.
Snapdragon.
Qualcomm.
Qualcomm is one.
Snapdragon.
So part of this special series, we thought we'll do something very special. Speak with Rajan Wagadia of Qualcomm and find out from him what they really think about it. I'm going to start off with the first one. Look, for most of us, we think of Qualcomm and Snapdragon processors and everything as a processor company. This is what we use and this is what is inside a phone. But how do you, people at Qualcomm, how do you think of yourself?
So interesting you asked this question. So let me start from the very beginning. So Qualcomm started in 1985, more like a startup. Even the first business we got into was called Omnitrax, which was a two-way satellite-based communication. And then rest we know is the CDMA, arrival of CDMA, 3G, 4G, and now we are talking about 5G. Qualcomm has always taken long-term bets, and this has helped us bring new technologies and new transformational R&D every decade by decade. The semiconductor part of our business is not just for phones. We have semiconductors which go into routers, into infrastructure products like small cells, into smart watches, and then just to let you know, the latest is we are there on the rover which went to Mars.
Rajan, the other big thing is congratulations are in order because the company now is actually founded in 1985, so you've completed 35 years. I'd love to know a little bit about the journey, about what it was in 1985, how it's evolved from there.
The company started with actually 7 professors and engineers in 1985. It was founded by Dr. Arvind Jacobs. The goal was simply to have data and data communication primarily used for industrial growth and the future of industrial growth. Today, Qualcomm has 175 offices across the globe with 37,000 plus employees. And not to forget that $62 billion worth of R&D money has been spent. And we have 140,000 plus patents which are filed and existing. In India specifically, we are here for the last 26 years. And we have more than 10,000 employees here.
So Rajan, we established on the show that the processor is the main reason that we actually get to use a lot of features and get a lot of enriching experiences when we use our phone. Can you tell us a little bit about how the processor does all this magic?
It is all about the design principle. The design principle is all about ensuring that you have the right data flow. So when you start designing, you start with the concept of a communication theory, a data flow, power management, thermal management. And that then goes into becoming a solution, a system level solution. That's why we would like to call it a processor. We'd like to call it SoC, or the system on chip. What started as a simple exercise of packaging transistors has moved from packaging a few billion to tens of billions of those transistors on the processor or the SoC. Just to give you an example, Rajiv, the line of codes that the processor typically carries today, a Qualcomm processor, is 100 million lines. And just for you to appreciate what 100 million lines of code means, is that if you take an operating system like a Windows, a typical operating system like a Windows 10, it has 50 million lines. So you're talking about almost 2 times the line of code that's written and processed on a SoC on a Qualcomm SoC.
Okay, Rajan, tell us a little bit about the future. This is crystal ball gazing time for you. Tell us, where do you see the future? I mean, will the smartphone still be the central hub? Will it still be the most important device? Will it change with these IoT and other things that are coming in? How do you see the future pan out in the next few years?
I think, as I said, Rajiv, this is a pivot moment, and all of us will see a dramatic change with the arrival of 5G. The world will change because now it's everything, everyone, everywhere is connected. With 5G, you are going to talk about how technology is going to impact, affect, and drive fundamental innovations in even industries. You will have industries getting transformed, automated. Our lives personally will transform. The device probably will play a far bigger role. Cities are going to get transformed. They're going to become smart or far more smarter. The way we commute is going to change. The day-to-day life, which was surrounded, let's say, around just the mobile device, now will also get influenced by everything around that mobile device in our life which gets connected. We'll continue to define the way we communicate, we compute, and we connect.
Thank you, Rajan, for speaking with us. I really hope that in this special series that we're doing with you, you get to join us once again.
Always pleasure.
So this is our special series where we actually introduce you to your phone and all its amazing features and how each of them actually works. Do remember to tune in every fortnight for this special series. Now we'll take a break. When we come back, a very special app and our review. Now let's move on to our next one. This is the SimSim app, a very different way to interact with celebrities and people that you really follow.
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ रोहित रॉय और एक बहुत ही खास मैसेज है 2 बहुत ही खास लोगों के लिए।
मैं रोसेश आपके लिए ना ढेर सारे टॉयज लेकर आने वाला हूँ।
Many happy returns of the day. Happy birthday to you.
Do you have friends who fancy getting personalized video messages on their special days by their favorite celebs and influencers? If yes, this app is all you need. Delhi-based social commerce startup SimSim, that raised $16 million in 7 months of its existence, has come up with this unique, fun and engaging way to build a personal connect between a celebrity and their audience. SimSim Rubaru have currently 150 celebrities on board from film, television, sport and music. And you can get personalized video messages and tips recorded by them for your near and dear ones.
Inches above the ground, अब ये catch पकड़ा है या match पकड़ा है? Fantastic!
SimSim has more than 4 million downloads on Android and is currently available to use in 3 languages, Hindi, Bangla and Tamil. On the app, you will find categories like actor, community influencer, sportsperson, musician, and even astrologer and tarot card reader that you can select and book for your personalized video messages. You have a listing of trending celebrities, most popular celebs, and new additions to choose for your video requests. The users require to pay from 500 rupees to 3000 rupees for such requests. Booking a request is fairly easy. You just need to select the celebrity. The select page clearly mentions the price, the languages, and particular celebs can record your message and an average response time for your request. Further, you can fill up details and can even give specific instructions for the video message. This feature, which was developed within 3 weeks of lockdown, gives celebrities the unique opportunity to establish a personal connection with their fans, while monetizing their spare time by earnings from personal and promotional wishes and brand collaborations. The company aims to beef up their celebrity pool further and from recorded video messages now aims to even have live interactions in future.
That then was the Cell Guru show for this week. Do remember, special series on the show. This will be there every fortnight. We'll really get deep into our phone. Join me next week on the Cell Guru show.